All right, the next little bit of training that you have to do is gating on a lead. And what I would like you to do is do some Googling of horses trotting versus pacing. Um, so look up trotting, Troting, and then look up pacing, Pacing. There are two gaits that occur typically in the ring. The trot is the desired trait gait. The pace is something that you often will see, but you have to be able to look at it to see that it's wrong. And what's happening is in a trot, you have opposite sides moving, opposite sides of the legs, right? So you have the same side comes together and they come apart. They come together, come apart, come together, come apart. In a pace, they go forward at the same time. Can you see the difference there? I'm doing it backwards there. Like that. But if you do some Googling, you should be able to find it and see what it looks like and study it a little bit. But what you also have to do is be able to look at a dog from the top to see whether or not they're trotting or pacing. A dog that's trotting just looks like they're moving in a straight line. A dog that's pacing, their top line tends to go back and forth like this because they've got opposite sides touching the ground at a time. So it looks a little more rocking from the top. And the judge can't see what the dog's moving like when they're in a pace. At least that's not the desired gait to see them moving in. So you always want to make sure that your collar is up underneath the dog's chin and that they are ready to go. I like to say, if you watch the show ring, you'll see dogs out in front of the handler and just whipping around the ring. Particularly with puppies, I like to start with them behind me so that they know where they're going because they're following me versus deciding where they're going, which is usually all over the place. So I will hold the puppy back behind me a little bit and sort of turn towards them a little bit as I'm gating so that they just follow the extension of up the lead, up my arm, and follow me around the ring or down and back as is often the case when they're looking at the dog moving from the front and from the back. The around is when they're looking at the dog's side gait. So your speed can be a little bit faster on the go around than it is on the down and back. The down and back, they want to see that the dog is moving clean, that they don't have legs looking like egg beaters going around in goofy circles, and that they are what's called single tracking. So as the dog picks up speed, they're going to single track more. So when a judge tells you to go really slow, it's kind of weird too. At a nice controlled pace is good, but you don't want to see them racing down the down and back, but you also don't want to see them walking on the down and back because it doesn't really show you whether they're single tracking or not. It does show you a little more fault in how they move, but it doesn't show you single tracking. So I'm going to just do some down and backs here, just short ones so that you can see what we're talking about. You always start off getting your collar in position, getting the dog's attention. Sometimes you need to wiggle your fingers from your right hand up a little bit just to keep their attention up. You want to see their head up versus snarfing down around the ground trying to find food or anything like that. So it might not look like they're doing a lot of attention stuff. You don't want them healing and paying a healing attention, but you do want them to gait along like they know what they're supposed to be doing. So we'll do a little bit of that. So we get the collar right first. That ring goes on the back of the head. You're going to gather up your lead. And if the collar slips, you just have to fix it. And then you hold it tight. Not so tight that they're choking, but tight with a little pressure. Ready, Jinx? Let's go. Oh, you're tired. Good. That is a good girl. Okay, so that go away was at a walk, but it's hot out here today, and I don't think we've adjusted to the heat.
So we'll try that again. So we can start out with just following a little treat. Ready, Pop?
That's a good one.
Alright, so you can see that she's facing. So she's given us all kinds of gaits here. I'm not going to worry about it because it's too hot. So the main thing for that is you notice that I kept her away from me, so my hand was extended out in a way so that she wasn't close by me. So again, it gives you a totally different picture versus heeling where they're close to your leg. Out and away, arm is stiff, not like this, but out and away with some stiffness to your arm. You have to think of yourself as the frame of the picture. The dog is the picture, you're the frame. You shouldn't be more visually enticing than the dog is. So hand out and away, lead comes down from your hand to the dog's collar, and you give him about 1.5 feet or so of lead and keep it out and back away from you a little bit. That's it.